I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Let's run that. I think her ability to lead this team as a rookie, she's really starting to step into that role, and I think that's exciting to see as well.
Did you see Caitlin Clark's face after that last game? She looked confused, frustrated, and honestly a bit scared. Why? Because the refs are treating her like she's the bad guy in a movie where she's supposed to be the hero. Let's talk about what's really happening on the court. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Do you consider that a bad elbow to the face? Await to see what transpired next. It's about what happened after the hit, not just about the hit itself. The referee's call at that precise time set up a scandal that's roiling the entire league. Imagine this. The WNBA's newest phenomenon, Caitlin Clark, is driving to the basket. Is she not unstoppable? False. Just like that, bam! Her face has made contact with an elbow. It's as evident as day. It was visible to all in the arena. Wouldn't you believe that this is a simple decision? This is where things get insane though. The officials struck her with an aggressive foul rather than calling a foul on Clark. Yes, you did indeed hear that. She accidentally elbows her face and ends up paying a price for it. Even so, how is that even logical? The assembly becomes ecstatic. The players are astonished. Social networking platforms, it blows up. What game are they even watching? Is the question that everyone is posing. Check out the replay, please. Really, the elbow joint is visible. Is this even remotely the same as an offensive foul?
Felt like I should have been making more shots, so, but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that.
Like I said, she's a special player. She commands so much defensive attention. And I think that's one of the things that separates her in terms of winning that Rookie of the Year.
However, it doesn't end there. Clark is hit once more in the game. The referees don't call anything at first this time. It takes them until the fourth quarter to eventually determine that it was a flagrant foul after a review. How inconsistent! What could be even more absurd? This is not a one-time occurrence. This is the kind of treatment Clark has received the entire season. During games, she gets hit, shoved, and held all the time. Furthermore, she is the one who receives the foul call against her the majority of the time. Clark is also not holding back on the matter. Is it any wonder she's frustrated? It seems like the referees are biased against her while she's giving it her all on the field. She claims that she gets quite a bit of contact during games, which has resulted in some quite unexpected calls. This incident with the elbow, it's merely the very beginning. It is revealing a more serious issue within the WNBA. Folks, there's a trend emerging here, an unjust treatment pattern aimed at one of the league's most promising players. Consider it. Given Clark's prominence, how can the referees call a play correctly for him? What other injustices exist in the league? It's causing major concerns about the caliber of women's basketball officiating. The problem is that Clark isn't the only one affected by this topic. It's bringing concerns that have been simmering beneath the surface for some time to light. Commentators, supporters, and athletes are all speaking up. They want equitable treatment for all athletes, more consistency, and improved officiating. It seems wonderful to treat every player equally, but here's the catch. What if being a top player makes you a target in real life? The circumstances surrounding Caitlin Clark reveal a conundrum that is upending the WNBA. It involves more than one missed call or one particular game. Folks, we are discussing a trend here, a tendency that's raising concerns among players, fans, and even pundits. Let's dissect it.
All kind of just took a breath. It was a little chaos there for 2.5 minutes, and I think I could have done a better job of kind of regaining my cool. But
when you talk about greats in this game, you know, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys, like they are putting her in that category, the Diana Taurasi's.
On runs within the game, like that's confidence too. So I think you're just seeing our confidence grow at a different level than it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's what's been motivating us the most, honestly.
Clark has spent the entire season fielding some extremely dubious calls. We are not discussing the infrequent missed call. Everyone experiences these. No, things are not the same here. It appears as though the referees are observing Clark closely with a magnifying glass each time she comes onto the court. Consider it. There she is, playing with fire and passion, Clark giving it her all. However, the referees are penalizing her with technical penalties for displaying emotion rather than applauding her spirit of competition. Is that really true? It appears as though they are attempting to extinguish the very spark that makes her such a phenomenal player. This is when things get really crazy though. Some say that because Clark has become such a big star, there is a target on her back. I realize it sounds absurd, but allow me to explain. It appears as though her success is actually hindering her. The referees appear to watch her every move more intently the more attention she receives. What could be even more absurd? There's a notion that suggests Clark's celebrity is really pressuring the referees to call her more harshly. It seems as though they are attempting to demonstrate that they are impartial or something. However, they might be swinging too far the opposite way in doing so. I am not suggesting that Caitlin Clark is the victim of some sort of elaborate plot, but you have to realize that something is off in this situation. It's no longer simply about Clark. Some more serious problems within the WNBA are being brought to light by this entire situation. Consider it. What is happening to other players if this is how the referees are handling one of the league's biggest stars? This is causing severe concerns about the standard of officiating in general. Do other players also receive unjust treatment? Is Clark's high profile the reason we're only now becoming aware of this systematic issue? But the actual deal is this. It was not Clark's intention to reveal all of this. She's just out there trying to win for her team and play her game.
That's like the fire and passion that just gets me going. It's just finding a way to channel that and use that, and I thought I did a really good job of that at the end of the third and the fourth quarter.
Obviously, we see her shooting, we see her passing, we see all that stuff on the floor, but a lot of that comes from a lot of hard work. She's in the gym almost all the time working on her game.
Confident, staying aggressive, that's what I tell myself, but I thought they played really good defense to start on us, and then when we kind of got into a flow and played a little bit more in transition, we were a lot more successful, and obviously Lex was amazing. I don't know.
But she's turned into an unintentional whistleblower as a result of all these dubious calls. She's raising awareness of issues that have most likely been seething beneath the surface for some time. Furthermore, what do you know? That really is rather fantastic. Clark is causing a stir in the WNBA without intending to. People are talking to her, inquiring, and demanding better. She seems to be more than just a star on the court these days. Rather, she's igniting change throughout the league. Yes, Clark is stirring things up, but that's not even the most insane aspect. What if I told you that she is becoming stronger as a result of all this drama? Nobody is discussing the key to Clark's success, yet it has the power to completely alter everything. You would think Clark's head would be messed up by all these unfair calls, wouldn't you? False! This girl possesses steely nerves. While everyone else is going crazy about the referees, Clark is only thinking about winning. Imagine this. It's a critical point in the game when Clark is at the free throw line. The audience is going crazy, still enraged about the false call from earlier. But Clark? Cool as a cucumber. That's her. She stated it herself. I'm thinking that I have to make these 2 free throws. I'm only thinking about that. How about mental fortitude? This is where things become really fascinating though. Clark isn't merely dismissing these poor decisions. They are fuel for her. It seems like Clark turns things up a notch each time the officials make a dubious call. She is now competing against the entire system rather than simply the opposing side, and she is winning. What could be even more absurd? Clark's outlook is getting worse. Her teammates are energized by her. Clark's team is pulling together when other teams would be disintegrating and fighting with the officials. More than ever, they're playing with more vigor, intelligence, and unity. What about the supporters? They adore it. Clark's tenacity is making her a genuine hero. Children in the stands are modeling her dedication and determination instead of merely wearing her jersey. She's not simply a talented basketball player.
College, I had teammates that were there with me for 4 years and were really comfortable playing with me, and then you come here and you have to learn your teammates in 2 weeks before you step on the court, and that can be really hard. This was our last regular season one at home. It's fun, it's on the weekend, it's an afternoon game, those are just better.
Caitlin is a great teammate, and if she wasn't a great teammate, it might be hard. If she walked around like she was the star, she doesn't walk around like that.
I know I was 6 for 14 and that's pretty good, but I still feel like there was a couple there that it's just like, how's that not go in? So
she's also starting to set an example for how to overcome hardship. Let us now discuss the implications for the WNBA. Clark is altering not just her own style of play, but the league as a whole. Her capacity to maintain composure under duress and to deliver her best work in spite of the turmoil, it's establishing a new benchmark. Do you recall that Dallas Wings game? Clark played brilliantly. In fact, she went off. 35 points, a career high that broke the rookie scoring record. All of this while putting up with some extremely dubious officiating. That is legendary material, not simply excellent basketball. The point is that Clark isn't doing this for herself. She always talks about her teammates when she speaks with the media. She's spreading the glory and refocusing attention. In a society when celebrities are frequently sucked into their own publicity, Clark is exemplifying what real leadership looks like. The true game changer, though? It's the way Clark is coping with all of this attention. She uses her platform to draw attention to more significant problems within the league, rather than merely whining about the referees. People are paying attention to her as she starts to speak up for change. Consider it. What does Clark's performance under such severe scrutiny suggest about her potential? If she can perform like this, what does it indicate about the overall potential of women's basketball? Clark is improving the game rather than merely participating in it.